Okay, so officially, where we left off, you're with an Efreeti caravan who are traveling with their supplies. You have just completed a long rest, then going to bed with their fireproof blankets, and you have been told to sleep with the guards. Keep
Yeah.
you a bit farther away from the caravan, just in case. It is the early morning. The sky is still dark and full of brimstone. You can't really tell what time it is. Unless, do you have some sort of feat that can tell you what time it is?
No.
Okay, so you have no idea what time it is. You just kind of wake up naturally. You've been asleep long enough. A couple of Freedy are up and starting, doing a bit of watch, prepping some meals, getting ready for the, new day. A lot of the rest of them are still asleep. What's your plan?
I mean, Hugo just wouldn't have slept.
Right, Hugo doesn't sleep. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't need food, water, or sleep.
It's been a while.
Yeah. God damn it, I need to remember what voice I was doing for Hugo. I'm probably gonna ask the direction of the giant city.
The Giants. They're, yeah, okay. What do you do for that?
You mentioned City of Giants. Which way?
Well, I can tell you that's not what Hugo's accent was. But, anyways,
Yeah, because where's the where's the video again?
Team Brevery. Team Brevery YouTube channel. Give me a second, grabbing it. In the meantime, uh, the few Afridi that are awake kind of look at you, look at each other, and then one walks over to you and taps you on the shoulder. Excuse me, what did you say?
Giant City. Where?
You wish to
Which
know.
way?
You wish to know where the fortress of the fire giants are.
Yes.
I take it you're leaving the caravan.
Was told Ifriti is no like giant.
That we don't. And
Was
the
told
Afridi
giants.
points in a random direction. Wander that way, and you will meet your giants.
Hugo just sort of gives like a giant like 3 times nod. Just like thank you for travels and
Leaves.
wanders off in the direction he pointed.
Realizing this is. I've been doing this for. You wander for a while. As you've been here for a while, you slowly start to adapt, and you can kind of tell of the landscape and how it differs. You recognize certain flames as flowing water or breezy grass. Larger spits of flame that represent trees, and living flames that run around that look like cats and deer.
Okay.
In comparison, though, it is still pretty much no. We're doing Hugo's stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I got Ron knocking on the door.
Okay, we'll pause it for a second.
Seems to be a habit of mine. Okay, Oliver. Oliver.
Alright.
Okay. Well, there's definitely life forms and scenic differences, as if a world made entirely of fire. It is more or less a giant open field land, from what you can tell. Albeit, your vision is reduced due to the constant smoke that is the air.
Okay. Even with Devil's Sight?
Yeah, no, it's not darkness. Remember, it's literal ash.
Oh yeah.
You're in the elemental plane of fire. It's not dark. It's just
Smoky.
just imagine winter within the elemental plane of fire. You would think there wouldn't be one, but au contraire, it's just a volcanic ash storm. That's just winter for some reason. Awesome idea. I love it.
Yeah.
Are you thinking that
Yeah.
that giant art piece above you is the giant city?
No.
And is there a specific reason why I'm just curious, why are you moving your token that way?
There wasn't really a reason.
Wasn't there a reason?
Just sort of keeping the token within view so I could also see the picture of artwork.
That's nice. Well, while wandering for a couple hours, you stumble across nothing. And continue on your way for another couple hours, becoming more and more accustomed as you go until you finally run into... Okay.
Are you sure that's rolling right?
I don't think it's rolling right. Our new party. Oh no, it doesn't roll at all. Well, ignoring the fire news. It starts raining. Or, well, you assume it's rain. The elemental plane of fire seems to mimic the real world to a degree, despite being entirely made out of energy and flame, with the only matter other than flame itself being the ash in the sky, the magma in the rivers, and the brimstone beneath the flames that border between the elemental plane of earth and the elemental plane of fire. But alas, tiny bits of flame are falling from the sky, as if rain.
Hugo's gonna look up, open his mouth and stick out his tongue. He's gonna just treat it like snow. or any other rain.
The fire dissipates as soon as it touches your skin.
Oh,
It
just keeps on walking.
Firefall happens for the next 2 hours of your adventure. Make a perception check.
It looks pretty, but
And I set fire to the rain.
first roll, and it's a good one.
Yeah.
As long as it's not intelligence.
You feel that you have spent about half a day traveling since you split off from the party and haven't had much contact with anything whatsoever. Make me a just straight d20 roll. Half a day, and luckily you're out of the rain. Or what you assume is rain. The firefall, as I call it.
Okay.
You have stumbled across a river flowing against your, I guess not against, across from your path. So if you're going straight, it's going left to right.
Okay, so it's bisecting current
Yep.
path. I say I'll do a bit of a running jump to give myself forward momentum, and then cast Levitate on myself.
Okay, you levitate yourself across the river. This goes relatively unimpeded. Not much trouble or difficulty with this. And you're able to float gently over to the other side.
Sort of supermaning my way across until I look down and see, like, it's just flat.
The
No
river
longer a wall.
The river wasn't that big.
Uh,
You Superman for the entire minute until you fall face first into the burning grass, and then you stand up and realize that you can't even see the river anymore. Mostly due to the excessive brimstone in the air, or ash. Ash and smoke. Let's give
I
you...
sort of look around slightly confused because Hugo does not have that good of a sense of direction.
True.
So using the sort of impact he made on the ground. So, okay, I was going this way. And we'll keep with the impact he made going face first,
Yep.
guiding him. He's going to continue off in that direction.
Okay, let's give you another encounter. Fire snake nests. As you travel, you find yourself three fire snakes in their small little fire burrow. Is there a special section for you? Yep, there is. Sorry, grabbed the wrong one.
But say, I don't think it's supposed to be in a 3D.
And they don't have their hit points set up. Okay. And with that, what do you do?
Hugo would probably just keep on walking, ignoring them. Yeah.
Okay. If you're going to do that, they're going to back away hissing at you the entire time. You just ignore them and continue on your way?
Yeah. Only screaming. Bro? Tiny screaming fire rope.
And you just walk on by. You think it's been a full day since you last talked to any sentient life in this plane? Your legs are a bit weary from the constant travel. Even if you are semi-immortal, the muscles still break down. And you decide to take a rest for a couple hours and recuperate.
Yep, sit down, rest. Watch the pretty scenery.
You stare into the flames until you see stories. Stories that are vaguely familiar to you. Retellings of your own adventures and legends passed down by your ancestors. You aren't sure whether or not these are prophetic messages of the flames or whether or not you're just wary from the way your life now is. Even if you can get rest, your mind can become weary over time. I'm just going to ignore that. I don't want to deal with fire newts.
Fair enough.
Nothing disturbs you. Throughout the night, afternoon, early morning, who knows?
Just get back to walking in the direction I was going.
You stand up and you go on forwards. Go on, give me something fun. You meet
New company.
You meet a fire newt. Just gonna deal with the one. This strange creature runs across you, stops and stares at you.
I stop and stare back.
What are you? Actually, wait. What languages can you speak?
Common and giant.
It hisses some sounds at you.
I give it a really confused look.
It raises its morning star pointed at you. And, try saying something. This time it sounds more familiar. You don't know what it's saying, but you can swear that it has the connotations similar to when you hear a dragon yell at people. You do not understand the words, and you're not even sure what language it is. But it's a deep, grumbly, powerful language.
What Chinese screaming fireman saying? I'm still looking at it, utterly confused.
It swings at you. It totally misses, considering it's all the way over there.
Bad fireman.
Your turn.
It swings, so I do what I do best. Eldritch Blast. I just stick my hand out at it. Bad. And 3 bolts fly.
It died right out. Straight up. The fire newt now lays there. Battered head, broken neck. Lifeless. Incapable of decaying within the endless fire.
Do a tiny screaming fireman and get back to walking.
Okay.
They don't know how to speak. They only hiss and do guttural noise. Stupid.
Ooh. I'm gonna change this up. You stumble across what appears to be a small group of dwarves. They are walking in a direction, carrying what appears to be mining equipment.
Do they look besides like they're different colors, do they look similar to Muncaelo?
Yes, they look like dwarves.
Dwarven man! Maybe they know dwarf man from home.
One of the Azure stops and yells out something and looks at you. And says something in a similar hissing noise to what you heard earlier coming out of the mouths of the fire newt.
I put my hands over top of my face and go, are they stupid like firemen too?
One of the Azure walks up to you, looks you up, looks you down, looks around you, and then hands you a pickaxe.
I put my hands sort of like in arms like an axe.
And it starts like shoving the pickaxe into your chest.
I grab it, just like, and I'll say, what for?
And it
Give
grabs
me like a highly confused look.
It grabs you by the belt and drags you along with them. And so you've now been temporarily abducted by a band of Azure. And you follow with them for an hour, uneventful, luckily, until you see it. A giant structure. It doesn't look like it's a full-out fortress, but for what it is larger than any walls you've ever seen. And an Azure walks up, and as you get close, you see 2 fire giants guarding a gate. And the Azure with you drags you over to the fire giants. Let me grab them here. and it says something to the fire giant. Whoa. What have you found here? It says in, it responds in giant and looks you over, Hugo. Yeah. A new slave for the mines.
What slave?
Ooh.
I respond in giant.
He speaks giant, man. You will be working in the brimstone mines to collect us more materials for the forge.
You know how to get to material plane? Wait, would Hugo even know what that is?
The material plane? Oh, you're not from here, are you? How did a tiny little giant like you find yourself in the elemental plane of fire?
I got stabbed.
What?
I got stabbed?
You think you're funny?
No.
You
I'm
better
saying
be
what
more
happened.
respectful.
I got stabbed, went up in burst of flames, woke up with a giant flaming chicken.
I thought you could, like, speak, like, normally when you spoke giant instead of, like, in your broken English.
Oh yeah. I got stabbed, went up in a burst of flames, and woke up to a giant flaming chicken.
Chicken, eh? What size was this chicken? The rest of you, in! The rest of them go inside the camp.
About how big was it again? Would I say like 2 to 3 times the size of them?
Gargantuan, just say their size.
Gargantuan?
Oh, that was no chicken. You saw yourself a phoenix.
I'll try to reach for a notebook, realizing I don't have one.
I don't feel like
Must
Hugo,
have
you
burned.
normally has one.
It's like, he had one, he just never used it.
Yes.
And it turned into ash.
Like most things.
Yeah. And everything else turned to ash. Great.
Well, you are now in our domain. And by the rules of the ordering, you are below us. Tiny little giant as yourself. We will make good use of you.
And are you below Asgard?
The statement of Asgard. A look of surprise crosses his face, and he says, "Of course we're below Asgard. All giants are. But I don't recall any Goliaths being members of the High Courts. The
Maybe
mead
not
halls
High
of
Court.
Odin."
But I have a place there. Because I fought beside Thor and who else was it that we fought it?
Heimdall.
Hagar?
Heimdall.
Heimdall against fucking dragon hordes.
What dragons?
What the fuck were their names again?
I can only remember the prince's name, Ambadir the Dragon Prince. Actually, not gonna lie, because I deleted them, I forgot most of their names. You can just say the Dragon Queen herself.
The dragon queen herself.
Fine. You get out of the mines this time. Follow me. And he takes you in, and then before he goes in, he looks back at the other Azur and says, "Get back to the mines." And he takes you into into the camp, and you realize it's really just a giant wall that surrounds what appears to be a giant section where fire is not. You can tell you're still inside the plane, but it's as if the earth has been dug up and they're mining the brimstone for materials. You found a quarry, essentially. And it takes you over to a larger building. Giant size, of course, but, like, not the biggest thing you've seen. You've been to Asgard. You've seen the Grand Mead Hall of Odin.
Yeah.
And he takes you inside. Commander, we have a visitor. Whoa. And who might you be?
Hugo.
No, you're not. Quite small, in my opinion.
Hugo, magic hands. You got Sigma.
And why is there a Goliath knocking on my mine door?
Is this mine not city?
Of course this is not a city. Do you see established buildings here? This is where we collect our materials and send them back to the forge.
I saw giant wall. Does wall not mean city?
No, we have to protect ourselves. The Afriti are sometimes known to attack us. We do fight the other races out here. Heck, even the unslaved Azur have made advances on us from time to time. Though, doesn't always work in their favor now, does it?
As I've seen. Maybe teach them common so they're easier to fucking talk to.
Sorry, what?
I said maybe under my breath, I'm saying maybe teach them common so they're easier to fucking talk to.
You're not even speaking Torming now. They understand the gist of giants. They get the orders we give them. That's all that matters.
Could you pull me towards the city so I can get back to the material plane?
And why would I do that?
You're assisting someone who has a place in Asgard.
Anybody can get a place in Asgard. That doesn't make you an Asgardian.
Even if they fought beside Thor.
Ha! The owner of the forge fought beside Loki, fought beside Sif, fought beside Odin in the beginning days. He is almost as old as the Asgardians. And you don't see him being propped up on a pedestal. And what are you? You're merely a child in comparison to them.
Oh shit, I'm a child compared to you.
Oh, you're not wrong. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Jovial laugh for some reason.
Could you at least point me towards the city?
I'm lazy. I don't want to deal with you. Out of here. And he kicks you out of the building. So, little man, what are you going to do now?
And you guys point me towards the city?
Why should we? We gain nothing from it. And it's better to watch the likes of you squirm a bit. After all, you are but our lesser.
far up can I see?
30 feet.
Only 30? Damn it.
Roll me a history check.
That ain't gonna be good. Yeah.
Yeah, nope.
Anything that has to do with intelligence is not good for Hugo.
I know. But it's worth a try.
Yeah.
Roar! Get in here! And the fire giant goes inside.
Does there seem to be anything that I could see which might be able to indicate a direction I should travel?
Just the gate. The fire giant comes out. We have a proposition for you, Hugo Magic Hands.
And it would be...
We have a bit of a problem down in the mines. A certain spot that's a bit tricky for the Azure to get through. You go and do us a day's worth of labor, and we'll send you out with tomorrow's shipment to the capital.
Seems like the best thing I can do right now.
It is.
Considering you're the only way I have to the goddamn city at the moment. How do I get into the mines, and what spot is it difficult for them to get to?
An Azure comes over. God, it's supper time already.
Yeah, it's already about 6.
Yeah, it's only 6, more like. Let's pause it there, I guess.
I'll come back to it once you're done supper, or...
And we're back. Okay, so you're going down to the mine. You follow the Azure into the mine. And the Azure leads you over to a spot, and you see a bunch of more panicked Azures. There's been a cave-in, and they send you to a spot. And they look at you and they put their arms up above their heads. What do?
Oh, a cop?
No, like, not like pointing up. They put their arms above their heads. Sort of like, they're going to raise the roof. You're just gonna look up?
Sort of. Yeah.
You look up, you see the roof. Roof of brimstone.
Do I not... Is there any path or such?
No.
Above?
Nope. You're in a mine. You suddenly feel some rumbling. And the ceiling starts to collapse, and you go to catch it. Make a strength save.
Strength save?
Yeah.
Okay.
With all the power of the giants, you lift up the ceiling, and the Azure rush in. One comes down with what appears to be some sort of structure made in order to support the ceiling, and sticks it underneath you to give some aid. and then a bunch of other ones start digging out the cave-in that I mentioned. And then they tap your side so that to alert you that you can let go.
Okay.
And then they pull you over closer to where the rubble and debris is and make the same symbol at you again.
Okay. I put my hands up onto the ceiling.
Strength check this time. And you lift it and you push it. Some rubble slightly falls down as there's a shifting, but they're able to support it. And they're getting the brimstone out. And eventually, they make a clearing and they go in and they get the other as their slaves and get them out. And one of them looks at you and hands you a tiny chunk of brimstone.
Grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Hugo bites it.
It tastes like brimstone. And is very hard.
He doesn't really have any pockets that he can put it into.
I mean, I'm not gonna be like, yo, there's no pockets in your robes. Go ahead.
Okay, I put it in one of the inside pockets.
Hmm. You put it in a pocket.
Does it look like there's any more further I have to go?
Yeah, they get you to continue helping them reinforce the mine for the rest of the evening. And then eventually a whistle is blown and everybody exits the mine. And a fire giant is waiting to escort you outside and looks down at you and says, "The caravan to the city will go tomorrow. Follow me. We'll alert you when it's time." And he takes you to a place for you to rest.
I just sort of I lie down and just sort of stare up into the brimstone sky.
You stare 30 feet up into the air.
Yep. And that's about... And I just sort of do that for the night. Not really sleeping.
One long and boring night later, you see a giant come over and nudge you with its foot. "Get up, it's time to go."
Alright.
"They tell me your name is Hugo. You can call me Torbjorn." "You will be with me during the escort. We will task you with making sure that the slaves do not get out of hand on our travels. Follow."
Alright.
Torbjorn. And with that, you set out on your long, arduous journey.
That's Torbjorn.
With Torbjorn. What diddly day doodly. Dabbly doo. Well, sadly you didn't get that roll.
Sort of scared to ask. What role?
Eidos art.
Oh.
But it doesn't matter. It's just not his time to show. Anyways, it's a long journey. You see some things. I'm really not going to make rolls for it as this is a protected caravan with a purpose and a destination. But it takes you 3 days to get to the fire giant city. The city is kind of a... It's definitely a fortress. That much can be said. And you wander inside, and Torbjorn looks at you and says, "They said something about you wanting to go back to the mortal realms."
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Torbjorn. Ah, Torbjorn. How are you doing? Pretty good, Torbjorn. Torbjorn, this is Hugo. Ah, yes, Torbjorn. It is Hugo. Torbjorn? Yes, Torbjorn. He needs to go back. Show him the Scorching Forge. Ah, yes, Torbjorn. The Scorching Forge, eh? Why? He's from the Prime Material realm. Oh, but yeah, Torbjorn. Wouldn't he burn? Ah, Torbjorn. That's where you're wrong. He's been alive this entire time. Ah, yes, Torbjorn. He has been. You enjoying this as much as I am?
Yes.
Hi. Follow me, Hugo. Also, nice to meet you.
Torbjorn.
Oh, he's Torbjorn. I'm Torbjorn.
Sorry, Torbjorn. Nice to meet you.
Torbjorn.
Torbjorn.
There you go. I like how it's like slightly Canadian as well.
Yeah.
Anyways, Torbjorn, my now most favorite fire giant. I'm writing that down, I have to. It's probably not even how that's spelled. He leads you down until you see the Scorching Forge. Within a volcanic mountain situated in the center of this glorious fortress, you find a giant portal of fire. Well then, Hugo, just walk through that.
Let's walk through it.
Just walk through it.
Alright. I'll cast Fly on myself and fly through it.
You fly through it. Okay. And you come out of the Scorching Forge. Oh, I don't have your token on the map. Goodbye, Torbjorn. You were my friend. God, where's everybody's tokens anymore? Player. There you go. You fly out and are greeted by 5 giants standing over a giant forge. Oh! Who are you?
I am Hugo.
Hugo? What are you doing coming out of the Scorching Forge?
Torbjorn said I can walk through it to get back to the Prime Material plane.
Torbjorn, eh? I always liked Torbjorn. He's a really cool guy. And,
I met him in Australia, but yeah, he's a nerdy dude.
But that doesn't entirely explain why wouldn't you just use, I don't know, gate or something?
I don't have it.
Banishment?
Hugo just sort of floats there, sort of looks at himself like, why didn't I think of that? I don't have it.
How did you get into the realm of fire?
I was stabbed, went up in a burst of flames, woke up to a giant flaming chicken, which I was learned was a phoenix.
Well, you can't be here. We're busy working. Get out.
Which way is out?
That way.
South?
Yep.
Yep, figured.
And
I'll
you
just fly on out.
you fly on out, and bada bing, bada boom. Oh god, this is the old map. You find yourself way up here. You've just left Ildheim. It's going to be a long, perilous journey, but you have to walk through the northern part of the continent to get back to your friends. Also, you probably don't have any clue where you are, but that part of the adventure is not being played. That's all, folks. Hope you enjoyed, especially the ending. Beautiful ending. Don't you agree?
Torbjorn, yes.
Farewell from Torbjorn. See you whenever we next film a campaign within the realms of Muncaelo.